Today's video about exciting news in area of rejuvenation and slowing down of aging. So it is senescent cells and their role in aging part 3. So I try to make some review of publications and what is the situation that can we consider accumulation of senescent cells as a reason of our aging. So in my previous videos, I already was explaining the whole idea. The normal cells can, under some factors like mitochondria dysfunction or toxins, etc., can go to senescent, to the status of senescent or the zombie cells. Zombie cells do not multiply anymore, but they increase in volume, much increase in volume, and it is actually wrong to tell them that they are aging cells. These cells are not aging; they have hyperfunction in synthesizing of so-called signal molecules, or this, and then these signal molecules are in translation to our language means a message like, I'm a zombie cell, please come and kill me. This is a message to our immune system, or otherwise this other side of the message, do as I do, follow me. And then what is happening? The adjacent cells are getting also zombie cells. It is spreading like infection, like a virus. And also with bloodstream, it goes to everywhere, to all our body, and we have accumulation of senescent cells everywhere. Even immune system can be damaged. When we are young, like kids, we have only few senescent cells, or few of these zombie cells, mostly because of toxins, like in vaccines. But as we grow, the number of the senescent cells is increasing. And because they do not die, they do not die, and our immune system, if it is compromised with toxins and with not healthy lifestyle, our immune system do not react, do not kill them, and does not kill them. So we have accumulation of these zombie cells, and in old age, number of percentage of these zombie cells can be above 10%. So our body stop to function, stop to react to the hormones and other commands of from the body. So, and then we eventually die. We are passing away. So the idea was to kill some of these zombie cells or slow down the release of the signal molecules, and then we can stabilize our health, our body, or otherwise even to reverse it to younger age, and then making multiple procedures. Then we can extend our life theoretically to unlimited, or maybe to the maximum our biological limit, which is about 140, 100, or even 200 years. So there was Russian publications. I give some review, but there was a big Russian publication in Pulmonary. It is December 2019. A big review of the senolytics. Senolytics are substances that can kill the zombie cells, and then in other publications, what we can read that emerging evidence has pinpointed mitochondria as one of the key modulators in the development of the senescent phenotype, so in the release of the signal molecules, particularly pro-inflammatory senescence-associated secretory phenotype. In short, it is SASP. So this is a number of signal molecules, not only one type, but many types of the signal molecules, and they ignite inflammation in the body, in our body in particular, and then they turn the cells into zombie situation. This was published June 2019, and actually we have recently we have just an explosion. It's so many publications, so many people are working now on this senescent cells, because it gives us a hope to produce some medication and some tools to decelerate our aging or even to reverse the aging. So in mitochondria, as I was talking about in previous video, mitochondria is of paramount importance. So the health and activity of mitochondria is absolutely important for our health. We are aging, in particular, that mitochondria does not work proper, or in number of mitochondria is decreasing. So this is just a photo of the article which was published. I will put the presentation in public access, so you can look and you can Google this and read it yourself. Okay, so sorry, sometimes I made only Russian translation, but not English. But okay, we can talk in English. So what is the situation? The terminology of this in this area is not yet established. There are different terms which are used. Some people say we have to distinguish between senolytics. Senolytics is these substances that may kill senescent cells, selectively kill senescent cells, and so-called suppressant or Senostatic. Senostatic, it is substances which decelerate transition of normal cells to zombie cells. And what they are doing, also another part of this substance, of this story, that they suppress so-called mTOR signal molecules inside the cell. mTOR, it is mammalian target of rapamycin, and this is the signal molecules which give the cell a command to produce proteins. And these senescent cells they have hyperfunction, and they produce a lot of these proteins, but not to grow, not to divide, but to emit this senescent, to emit these signal molecules to outside, and it is all proteins. And if we suppress mTOR, so the senescent cell will produce less of this signal molecules, and we decelerate aging. Okay, so then senolytics should not be confused with gerosuppressants. Again, there is not yet, the terminology is not yet established. Some people say it is gerosuppressants, or some say senostatics. And okay, then you have to understand that it is okay. It is only beginning of the research only, so it will in future we will develop better terminology. But you have to understand, okay, we have to separate senolytics, the senolytic substances that selectively kill cells, and then these senostatics or gerosuppressants. Okay, sorry for my pronunciation probably, but they are just slow down release of the signal molecules and slow down transition of this of normal cells to senescent cells, to zombie cells. So, and these senostatics, such as rapamycin, do not kill cells. They instead prevent cellular conversion to senescence. So they slow down this transition to zombie status. And rapamycin also slow down disease progression by limiting the hyperfunction of the senescent cells. So if hyperfunction is in production of a lot of proteins, and these proteins, they work the same like virus. They cell produce a lot of these toxic signal molecules, and they are getting outside, and they damage neighboring cells and the other cells in our body also. So notably, some senolytics are also senostatics or gerosuppressants. So they can work this and that way. Okay, so senolytic and senostatic therapies have been shown to be efficient in vivo, so but they also have unwanted dose-dependent side effects, including toxicity. Important advances might be made using bioactive compounds from plants and foods, if, as proposed, they offer similar effectiveness and fewer side effects. Okay, so again, so examples of senostatics that have proven to be effective therapies in mouse models include rapamycin and metformin. Rapamycin is naturally derived antibiotic with additional antifungal and immunosuppressant properties. It is an mTOR inhibitor, and it delays the progression of senescence and improves health in animal models, so with mice mostly, and rats. Metformin has previously have been shown to inhibit this release of signal molecules SASP. So because metformin again it suppresses mTOR, and in such situation the cell is in the mode to not to produce the proteins but to save energy, and instead metformin can ignite autophagy. Okay, and then in this article there were many, please, I will give the reference later, please read it, it is very, very interesting article, so I give just few citations from this. So that, okay, fisetin, naturally aged mice were treated orally at age 22-24 months. It is equivalent to the age of about 80 years old for humans. So they were treated with 100 milligram per kilogram of weight by fisetin for 5 days, only one treatment, 5 days. And they, but they demonstrated a reduction in senescent cells in white adipose tissue. I told already before that zombie cells mostly accumulate in adipose tissue. Why? Because adipose tissue is full of toxins, and these toxins they damage mitochondria, and mitochondria with malfunction of mitochondria, the cell will go to the zombie state. So the result was mimicked in human adipose tissue explants that have been treated with fisetin and cultured ex vivo. What was? So there is such complicated technology to put human cells into the body of mice, but in some special pocket, in some special environments, so that they will not be killed by immune system of the mice, but they are getting by blood from mouse. They are getting this treatment, this therapy, and then fisetin treatment at 85 weeks of age, which is equivalent again 80 years old of humans, significantly prolong life of these mice by additional 3 months, so more than 10%, up to 14%. So it is quite a lot. So imagine that you are supposed to live 100 years and then instead you live 130 years. It's just because of one treatment, only one treatment. So this was a publication, April, relatively recent, April 2020. Was published, and this is a photo of the page of this article, so you can Google and read it. Very interesting article. So what else? Fisetin is, already we discussed, fisetin is in skin of apples, or in grapes, also in skin of grapes and some fruits. Why? Why? Because fisetin is a polyphenol. Polyphenols are toxic. I was already talking about this in previous videos. But as we evolved consuming fruits, our immune system and our body a little bit adapted to this natural toxic substances, so we can consume a limited amount of these substances without damage of our body, and actually The quercetin kills zombie cells. And quercetin has similar structure, and it's maybe easier to get it because quercetin a large part of propolis content. Propolis is, you know, that bees collect some resin from plants, from trees, and use this propolis to treat the hive from inside. And then why? Because they need these antimicrobial, antiseptic substances, so that babies of the bees, the larvae, will stay healthy. This is, and beekeepers collect this propolis, and you can buy it relatively cheap, and you can use it. Some varieties of propolis are more efficient than another, so you it is like a green color propolis, or some greenish, little bit greenish propolis is more efficient than brown variety. Unfortunately, I am keeping bees myself here, but Asian bees do not collect propolis, unfortunately. So it is, for me, it is not a way to consume quercetin, but yet it is well indication that we can use quercetin and propolis as for treatment, for rejuvenation or slowing down of aging. Okay, this was the article, August 2020. This is it's actually not article, but preprint. Preprint, it was published, and it is available for public. You can Google it. Okay, then what? Genetically or pharmacologically removing senescent cells increases life or health span, restores stem cells function, alleviates age or disease-related cardiovascular, joint, bone, pulmonary, and cognitive dysfunction, frailty, and radiation and chemotherapy-induced damage, among other effects. Some senolytic drugs are more efficient, more effective in elimination of particular senescent cells than others. Okay, it's quite easy to understand that we should not consider all senolytics equal. Some work better than others, and also if you have to eliminate zombie cells in some organs like lungs, some senolytics work better than others again. So this was a publication relatively old, July 2017, and but I would say again that just recently, we see a lot of new publications. A lot of people got to this research, and it is kind of change of paradigm. So previously, if you will follow David Sinclair, for example, David Sinclair considered aging as our epigenetic changes. Epigenetic, so our genome is not properly, cannot properly read it. But we have to better consider both, okay? So because senescent cells seems to be even more important than this malfunction of this genome. Okay, then in article, a short 3 days only course of senolytics, combination of dasatinib, it is substance against anti-cancer medicine, quite patent and quite, you can get it only by prescription. So it was 3 days, 100 milligram a day, and together with quercetin, 500 milligram twice a day. This combination decreased senescent cells in humans with drug-controlled diabetes, second type, and SCKD. I don't know what is SCKD. Okay, but it is all people were old, 55, 79 years old, and senolytics given intermittently, so once only in fashion like hit and run one time, 3 days, 3 days actually, all the procedure. Despite the elimination of that half-life of dasatinib and quercetin only 11 hours or shorter, then it was effective in a reduction in reducing senescent cells burden and could lessen side effects which occur if dasatinib is administered continuously. So it is really was big help. Just combination of this quercetin, natural senolytic, and dasatinib, which is anti-cancer cell, it was really big help to help people with diabetes type 2. Okay, then this was publication recently, June 2020, very interesting results. This is a photo of the article. Okay, then almost the same research, but different little bit results. In the first clinical trial of senolytics, the combination of dasatinib and quercetin, 3 days of oral 100 milligram dasatinib and quercetin 100 milligram a day, improved physical function in patients with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. This is again because COVID-19, such a virus, it is damaging our lungs, and people die from this pneumonia. And pulmonary fibrosis is related to pneumonia, and because fibrosis is just lungs are losing elasticity. And just again, only one trial, 3 days, the same combination of dasatinib and quercetin like previously for diabetics, it gave quite improvement of this elasticity of lungs. Okay, senolytics decrease, this is the article, it was published 2019, even before this COVID pandemic. So it is again that for COVID, probably the better way is to treat patients even before the result of the test, if there are some indication that people have pneumonia, gives them this combination and they will recover relatively quick, and they can survive. They can survive. So, and instead of, I know, it's again, that's, it is not considered that anti-cancer substances and senolytics can help against viral infection, but as I said, the senolytic cells, they emit this signal molecules in mostly the same way as virus multiplies. Virus get infected, if a cell infected by virus, it is producing proteins which are virus DNA or RNA, and then the virus is getting out. So almost in the same way the signal molecules are produced, and they turn other cells infected. Okay, then no wonder that it works both for virus. It should work both for virus, and there were such publications, and both for aging and this against fibrosis. So it can help to these people, older people, to survive. This is a publication. Okay. Okay. Then what else? Azithromycin and roxythromycin were identified as new senolytic drugs. Azithromycin treatment of human fibroblast cell culture was indeed sufficient to strongly induce both aerobic glycolysis and autophagy. Azithromycin preferentially targets senescent cells, but not normal fibroblasts, removing approximately 97% of them with great efficiency. In addition, roxythromycin in other research was shown to effectively promote hair regrowth. Okay, it is again very strange little bit result that azithromycin and roxythromycin are antibiotics. They antibiotics, but they somehow ignite killing of the infected, I mean, it's not only infected cells by virus, but they kill also the senescent cells. It is quite strange, but mechanism is actually very important. It is quite established that the antibiotics cannot stop viral infection, but these antibiotics work. These antibiotics, they have a little bit different mechanism. So, and again, this was not human trial, this was in vitro research, in vitro test, but it worked. So we may probably expect that more clinical trials with such antibiotics. But again, problem is that if you take antibiotics, they kill your bacteria in your guts, and then it will be negative impact to your health. So I don't know how to do it. They probably should make injections, or I don't know. It's again, I have no idea. It is only beginning of the research. People maybe will use these drugs as senolytics. Autophagic cells, I mean, have an increased tendency to become senescent again. So it is that autophagy is considered always good, but if we keep fasting for long and then autophagy goes to some elevated level, it is not good. So weak, not so long autophagy, good. So it is like intermittent fasting, and for 20 hours or 16 hours, it helps. But if we are fasting longer, then our body actually get weak. Therefore, a weak autophagy inducer, azithromycin, selectively targets senescent cells. So it is again somehow mechanism was such that the azithromycin not only kill bacteria, but it is also ignite autophagy, but not so strongly, not like rapamycin and some little bit easier way, I mean slower way, but with this treatment, it also kills the zombie cells, the senescent cells. So we speculate that a weak induction of autophagy in the senescent cells can result in cell death. Okay, this is people just speculating. A mechanism is not clear yet. What is again absolutely astonishing that roxithromycin and azithromycin they belong to family of erythromycin antibiotics, and structure of erythromycin, which is more common antibiotic and very old antibiotic. I believe it is 30 years in use or longer. And roxithromycin, azithromycin also long in use, but they are different only with nitrogen group in their structure. So all the same is the same, but erythromycin does not work as senolytic. It does not kill zombie cells, but this roxithromycin and azithromycin, at least in vitro, kills very efficient way, kills the senescent cells. So again, this is just again shows that we should not be confused. Different substances work different way, even if they are of the same family, of the similar chemical structure. They may work or may not, and they work to different senescent cells. So it has to be very carefully to go. Okay, this azithromycin and roxithromycin define a new family of senolytic drugs that target senescent human. This was publication of November 2018. Okay, this is a photo, so you can read it. Very interesting article. Again, it was just in vitro, not in vivo, so we can expect that some trials, some research with mice or with humans, clinical trials with humans, but again, the human cells. So always some people say, okay, if it works for mice, it may not work for humans. But these were human fibroblasts. Okay, we don't know how it will work in vitro. In vivo, in our body, if we take azithromycin or roxithromycin, what will be then the consequence? These antibiotics are very common, they were much in use. So, okay, I'm not much, I don't have much information about this, but again, probably combination of azithromycin, roxithromycin, or maybe other drugs with fisetin and other natural substances will work more efficiently. Okay, then there was some short publications that, and I don't give the photo because the article was not available in public, but I just took from abstract some citation. So we have performed a systematic review of in vitro and in vivo effects of the selected phytocompounds. Phytocompounds means natural origin. Quercetin, fisetin, hesperidin, epicatechin, metformin, and resveratrol on senescent cells, and evaluated their prospective utilization in GERA therapeutics. Okay, I mean, yeah, very interesting article. Unfortunately, I didn't read it. It is not available, but if somebody can have access to journals, then it can be very interesting. Okay, then what else? In other some citations from other articles, cellular senescence is causal factor in obesity-related inflammation and metabolic derangements. Obesity induces the formation of senescent cells, which contribute to inflammation, insulin resistance, and organ dysfunction. Senescent cell clearance may be an effective strategy for alleviating important elements of obesity-related metabolic dysfunction. I do not agree. I do not agree with such conclusions. I believe that all the paradigm of the aging is such that we consume a lot of plant food, plants, and then plants have toxic, natural toxic, and plus they have herbicides, have insecticides, which are absolutely toxic. So, and we consume these toxins to our body, and liver cannot efficiently remove polyphenols. Polyphenols are very stable, not easy to detoxify them, and those our body tries to put these toxins in some place where they do not make much harm. And the only tissue which is relatively not important for our body, it is adipose tissue, so fat cells. So that our body puts these toxins into the fat, especially because these polyphenols are soluble in fat, in oil, and then that we have accumulation of toxins. And what is happening under this stuff, so that we have accumulation of toxins, and but we consume more and more plant food, more and more toxins, and again the body need more storage capacity. So, and then how it reacts, these people who consume mostly carbohydrates and plant food, plants, and then they always want to eat. They eat because body want to increase amount of this fat cells and size of the cells, but eventually if number of fat cells is limited, they grow in size, and when they are full, they cannot take more glucose from body and to convert them to fat, and then they are getting insulin, so they do not react to insulin anymore. And then we have insulin resistance, and insulin resistance change all our body, and it leads to Alzheimer, inflammation, etc., etc. So you see, the plant food is not a healthy diet, so vegetarian diet is very toxic actually. So especially also if we consume vegetable oils they have concentrated amount of toxins, because they are just extraction from seeds, and seeds have a lot of toxins, because plants are trying to protect their babies, and babies are seeds. They put these toxic substances to the seeds, so to kill or to make a harm to some creatures who that consume these seeds. And what we are getting, so grain and other seeds, we consume. If we consume a lot of these substances, then we have accumulation of toxics, and eventually it kills us. It kills us. We live much shorter than we are supposed to live. So our genetic limit more than 140 years, but we live only so short, mostly below 100 years, mostly 80 years only. So it is again my vision of the aging is in steps. All parts are important. Then, pardon. But how it works? Accumulation of toxins, right, in our body. Right? Yes, and that our liver, our body cannot remove this, detoxify our body. So the toxins accumulate more and more and more. We are getting then this number of senescent cells, because toxins lead to mitochondria dysfunction, and then cells get into senescent state, and then this self-infection goes to our body. Number of senescent cells is growing, but of course it is changing also the how other sirtuins work, for example, and our so it is. But I believe that again the accumulation of these molecules or signal molecules is the real clock what we follow. Because again in previous studies I was explaining that dilution of our blood plasma with neutral with water and albumin and salts reduce number of signal molecules in the blood which are circulating, and then we are getting for a while we are getting slowed down that the increase of the senescent cells or zombie cells can be slowed down, and our immune system has a capacity to kill them, because they multiply not so at high rate, so the immune system can react and can kill them. And also if we inject some substances from young blood, probably this young blood has substances like senolytics that work as senolytics. They kill or slow down release of these signal molecules, and again we have the same extension of the lifespan and health span. So in other ways that growth hormone together with DHEA and metformin resulted in better function of our immune system, recovering of our immune system, and our immune system got the capacity to reduce number of senescent cells. So you see these senescent cells are key element of our function, and using all the tools, so improving our immune system, use of carnivore diet, strict carnivore diet with very little or no plant food, to reduce amount of toxins which are getting to our body. Then this is probably a way to extend our lifetime. And together with senolytics, if we consume senolytics, we can help our immune system, we can help our body to get the toxins, to get the senolytic cells out, zombie cells out, to reduce the number of zombie cells. But again, problem that when we are removing senescent cells, yeah, this is senescent cells, they are disintegrate, and if we remove them very quick, very efficient way, that probably our body will get cannot manage with this, because you have to detoxify it, because the cells die, and then our immune system have to convert these dying cells into something useful, or to remove them from our body. So it's again, we have to be very, very careful with senolytics, and probably better use natural, like fisetin and quercetin, these natural substances, and in some again not much amount, but propolis, for example, is relatively safe. I know it's safe because in some reasonable amount it makes no harm. It makes no harm, and Okay, then this is probably a way to treat the aging. And rapamycin, again, it is not exactly senolytic, it is more senostatic. Rapamycin, again, it has many side effects and cannot be used many times. So some people use it. Some people use once a month. They consume rapamycin. They report some improvement in health. But well, I know I would not take this risk to take rapamycin. Rapamycin is somehow looks to me not very nice for our body. But okay, natural substances are of course better. Okay, then this is the article was published on March 19, 2019. And okay, then in other citations, the abundance of senescent zombie cells in various tissues increases with age, obesity, and diabetes. The major risk factor for the development of type 2 diabetes are age and obesity, which are both associated with increased burden of senescent cells. Senescent cells promote increased visceral fat and abdominal obesity. Okay, then again, once more, my vision is different. My vision is that we first accumulate the toxins, and toxins lead to obesity. Toxins because our body needs some storage for toxins, which they cannot be removed from our body. And then if we consume grains and carbohydrates and plant food, we are getting especially vegetable oils, which are concentrated extract of toxins from grains and from seeds. Then we are getting this obesity first, and then it develops to diabetes. So, and all the other stuff with cardiovascular diseases, Alzheimer's, etc., etc. First, we have to remove these toxic substances. We have to not to use vegetable oils for food. This is technical oils only for machinery, for lubrication, to make soap maybe, whatever. Not so easy to make soap from polyunsaturated fatty acids, but probably there is some way to use it in technologies, but not for human health, not for human consumption. And then next we have to reduce amount of grains which we consume, so to cut all this bread and pasta and other stuff which is produced from grains. We have cut it. Again, not all grains are equal. For example, buckwheat has some relatively smaller amount of toxins, and also it has some quercetin, what is interesting. So the buckwheat has quercetin, so it is natural substance. Maybe I used to eat a lot of buckwheat in Russia, and it's not bad for health, I would say. Again, not in very big amount, and also combining buckwheat with some natural products, I don't know, but okay. So like onion, garlic, okay, that's probably a way. Again, if you cannot cut all the plant food, just select some food which is not so toxic, like sweet potatoes, for example. Sweet potatoes are okay, and they have they produce this short chain fatty acids in our but in our sick in our body. Okay, and then in guts, then it is again people stay relatively healthy. But combining of seeds with vegetable oils, or even with other fats, even with animal fats, is not good, because again it leads to accumulation of toxins in our body. So be very careful about food. I keep a carnivore diet and feel much better. Another question what I want to discuss, that again I'm removing my fat. In the beginning it was easy and I enjoyed it, when my weight dropped from 84 kilo to 62, like this, or maybe to 65, 68, or like this. It was easy, and I enjoyed it. But as it is, I am burning fat further, accumulation of toxins in the fat is increasing, and what I am getting some toxic, toxicosis. So I feel after 14, 16 hours of fasting, I feel some little bit toxicosis and metabolism, then not strong enough to go to anabolic exercises, and so feel not so well. What can help if you slow down the rate of burning fat? Like you consume some fat during the day. Like instead of, you see that instead of taking 1 meal a day and interval of fasting like 16 hours, or in my case it's 20 hours, so we can consume some amount of fat or protein, then it is helpful. It is helpful because we slow down the burning of our accumulated fat, but also we give time to our liver, to our body to detoxify. Also, I discovered that sauna and swimming helps, because when you are swimming, your skin contact the water, and then toxins gets removed more easily, probably. So it is okay. I'm swimming a lot, and while I'm swimming, my toxicosis is much less. So, but again, as I said, I just decided to slow down the fat burning. Okay, it will take longer, but better. I feel better. I feel more healthy and more stronger. Okay, this was publication on October 19. The photo of the page, and again different people, but I mean the same people, but this Professor Ming Hu, he made very, very interesting research. I was given this picture that the mice, old mice in age which is equivalent to 80 years old in humans, were treated with combination of quercetin and dasatinib, and then they were quite recovered. Not completely, some mice were better, some not, but it was working. It was working, and the results were published. The first results in this direction were published in journal Nature. Very interesting article. I recommend to read it. And this publication is Mung Hu. Analytics improve physical function and increase lifespan in old age. This was big team of people working, and they got very interesting result. And this Ming Hu is a professor who initiated this research. So Senalytics improve physical function and increase lifespan in old age. Okay, then the same. Actually, all this publication about the same, as the abundance of senescent cells in various tissues increases with age, obesity and diabetes. Okay, this is what I was telling all. Senescent cells have been directly implicated in the generation of insulin resistance. Exactly, especially if you consume polyunsaturated fatty acids, our cells develop such insulin resistance, which result in diabetes. But before insulin resistance, what is happening again? Why official medicine and official dietology recommends to consume polyunsaturated fatty acids? Because at the first stage, consuming of polyunsaturated fatty acids makes our cells insulin sensitive. Insulin sensitivity is increasing first. Why? Because again, the fatty cells have to accumulate this fat. They take toxins inside, so reaction of our body is such that fat cells are growing, and to grow they need this influx of glucose from blood. So insulin sensitivity is growing. More glucose transferred to fat accumulates. But when it comes to some limit, when to obesity, actually then obesity makes us insulin resistant. So it is again go in steps, and consumption of vegetable oils is absolutely not recommended. But again, official medicine tell you that, okay, yes, you need polyunsaturated fatty acids. Guys, nobody is interested that you will be healthy and you will live longer, I tell you. Okay, this was publication October 19. This is the publication, and okay, then again, I would repeat that I am not a medical doctor, I am a physicist, and this makes me a little bit privileged in this research because I am not hypnotized by official medicine. I am very skeptical about the medicine, official medicine, because I consider it as a business on keeping people sick. Of course, we see that a lot of research, pharmaceutical companies now invest money to produce the senolytics. But again, senolytics work. Yes, they may work, and maybe some interesting combination of senolytics will be very efficient and may extend lifetime. But you have to first to deal with the causes, with why we are getting senescent cell, and then you have to deal with accumulation of toxins, and accumulation of toxins because of vegetarian food, and because of plant food, because of the so-called vegetable oils, actually seed oils, and full of toxins. And we have to first reduce amount of toxins which are coming to our body by changing to animal fats. Animals also get toxins, but they have liver, they have the system to detoxify. At least amount of toxins in animal fat is not so high as in vegetable oils. So we better again reduce amount of toxin. We cannot remove them completely, but at least reduce it to such a level that our liver may handle it. And also to use some antioxidants probably to help our body, to help our liver to deal with toxins, and to use sauna and high intensity interval training that we can remove toxins from our body. And okay, it is not easy, and the food is a priority. As I said, in Bible you can find that people were living 140 years, and but why? Because they were eating mostly animal food, and there was no pollution in air. Such things like vegetable oils were just nobody knew. But those people who, like Egyptians or ancient Egyptians, who consumed a lot of grain, they were suffering from all the diseases we know, this atherosclerosis and obesity and even diabetes. So again, not all people were doing well. It depends on the diet. If you want to live longer, I repeat it again, nobody is interested, especially if you're on retirement already, then who is interested to pay you longer this retirement fees? So it's, and probably all this pension system will be abolished soon, because it's a very easy way, a very efficient way to kill out the old people, just not give them money and food. So they may survive maybe if they are active, physically healthy and active, and also maybe their children can help. But again, my purpose, my goal is to be healthy and to live longer and to be physically and mentally strong, so that I can make some money. Even if pension system will not work, I can support myself. I will I will have productive life, not only stay on retirement. But it's not so easy. All the all the society is pressing on us, so you cannot get any job if you're in age of like 50, 55 already. In Germany it was, for example, in Germany it was completely impossible because the regulations are such that like to protect all the people, but actually to harm them a lot. So this is again such hypocrisy. It's unbelievable. So this is why I moved to Taiwan. But in here, because in Germany also I paid medical insurance and never used it. I stay healthy instead. And in Taiwan, when I moved 6 years ago, it was like paradise. But last 5 years, everything is changing, especially when this military junta got to power. It's changing a lot. Now it's probably compulsory insurance, medical insurance will be for all foreigners and expensive. So it's not easy, but yet it is maybe better than in major cities in Europe and America. So for anybody who is in older age, please think to produce your own food. It's easy. I used to in Taiwan when I moved, I invested my savings and I developed some businesses to earn money. It was like growing chicken for eggs, and these were pasture chicken, so they were consuming healthy food, and the eggs was very good quality and with very little toxins, I believe. And I was growing also mushrooms, which is also relatively easy and can be done in a limited area, and mushrooms, and as I used also only very clean cellulose and other sources of to grow mushrooms. They were, I think, good, and I was growing fish, catfish, for example, and we were growing birds for meat, like geese and geese mostly, and chicken also a little bit. Okay, and I keep bees. And I sell bees, and I also consume larva. Larva is a good source of protein, animal protein, because we consider insects as source of protein. Okay, you maybe don't do it, but it is okay. In Taiwan, the consumption of this larva is okay, and it is okay if you take it with some honey. It is quite nice. Honey can be considered also as animal product, not to over-consume it, because it is too much fructose is toxic. But honey has a lot of ferments, a lot of enzymes and vitamins and minerals. So it is, again, in some amount, it is very helpful for our body. And I use it also. I produce some other substances with. I have some insect farm, and produce kind of medication which gives me some, I think, improvement in health. Okay, then again, it's not so difficult to grow food. It's not so difficult to eat healthy and live longer. Just have motivation. If you have motivation to live longer, and you have this motivation if you're active, if you're healthy, keep going. This is what I say. Okay, and then I hope my video will help you in it. As I said, I am not a medical specialist. I express my opinion. I tell you about what I am doing and what is my way. My goal is to live 140 years, maybe longer, than what I'm doing. Maybe not all, but at least I share some information so you can follow. Okay, let's see, and thank you for your time. If you was patient enough to watch the video, please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. Sorry that these videos are long. Probably I have to make shorter videos, but again, now I'm not much interested in a number of subscribers. Why? Because I'm not getting any money from this, no profit, only wasting of time. Or it is just not wasting of time, I just give some information for myself, or I keep it, I can can watch my own video again to see how it is my progress in the research, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it to stay healthy and to stay with good mind and with good activity. It is good. It is good. It is life. You enjoy life. So have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy your life. See you next time.